Hi everybody and welcome to Dorothy's Armchair Psychology. How you doing? I know I've been away for a few days, but I've been working on my content. I want to put really good content out there when I get a chance. So I've been kind of working on, subjects that I want to talk about. And I'm going to be here. I also been working on my edges. I don't have a ponytail or wig on today, so as you can see, I had to lay the edges pretty good. So they laid down pretty good though. And yeah, I've been looking for some really good subjects to talk about. Most of them I can't discuss right here, right now, because they're, it's a lot out there on the internet. And because, I want to get it out there to you first, I'm not going to discuss but so much. I did see a story about this would have to do with the you have to lose your mind to lose the weight portion. Um, I saw a story earlier about a young man who played basketball, but he couldn't get over his addiction to food, and he actually, lost out on a great contract. They said he could have been really good uh, in the NBA had he had not had the eating problem. They had to suspend him for it and all kinds of things. But I identify with him because I think that's how I've been about food my whole life. I haven't been willing to give up food. I'm working on that right now, even though I've started a diet probably every day of my life. And it was probably finished by the end of the day. Um, you know, Weight and the things that surround weight are, truly a problem sometimes. And see, with me, everybody has a different level of why they eat the way they eat. Mine has never been attached to unhappiness. I don't know, I've just always loved food. I've always, and ever since I could afford to eat what I wanted to eat, I've always eaten what I wanted to eat. And it's mostly been cakes, cookies. I mean, my addiction went to that direction. Some people it's bread. They can't give up bread. You know, some people can't give up ice cream. Mine was a combination of things that I just didn't uh, take the time to fight to have a slimmer body. And I even saw a portion of the thing that I was watching where they talked about how he would, be good for a while and lose 30 or 40 pounds. But then that desire for that food came back and he would go right back and gain it back plus more. And I've lived that I have lived that. So I understand completely what it was that, he was going for through, in the sense that sometimes you just love food like that. That was the thing that I attached myself to in life. And like I said, it wasn't necessarily being an unhappy person that made me want to eat like that. I just love food, and I guess that filled, whatever hole I had open, that filled that hole for me. But I've always worked, always, been good with people, and that hair is looking pretty good. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to wearing my hair like this or go back to my ponytail, or I am going to get a wig that it's going to be my wig so that I don't have to be off camera, because there are days when you get up and you just don't feel like fixing your hair. And since most of my videos are going to be made on my days off, I'm going to have to get a wig that I call like Letitia or something. So if you hear me talk about Letitia, I'm talking about that wig. Or I might do my hair like this. You never know. Depends on how I feel. I like the way it looks today. Anyway, you know, as a part of our you have to lose your mind to lose the weight series, I'm going to talk about stories like that, and maybe give people options of what they can do, how they can do it. In excuse me, I apologize for that. In the end, you have to figure out what it is um, you have to do to change the way you eat and everything like that. And I talked about that a little bit last time about how most people, if we could snap our fingers, we would lose this weight in a second, but it's not that easy. You have to put something into it. We talked about Jillian, how she said something about the singer. And, I think her mistake in what she said was that she decided to pick one person out of the crowd. It's a lot of people out here with weight problems, and we do have to find a way to talk about weight where we're not considered fat shaming people. Because I think 99% of the people, that's not their intent. The other 1%, and maybe the percentage might be a little off, but there are people who are just mean for no reason. But most people, when they're talking about weight, or they may not know how to say it, but I think they have general concern for people. And there should be a general concern, because we have become this country that is just wide. you know. And I'm a member of the wide ones. But like I said, if I could snap my fingers tomorrow and have this weight going, I would. And not to bring me happiness, because I've talked about that before. I'm already a happy person. I don't need weight loss to become happy. Some people do, some people think they do. I personally don't need that, but I would like to change it. I would like to see because I've been, large my whole life, I would like to see what I look like. And it's going to take work. And I'm hoping to find the right combination of food and people and things to help me get to that place, because I do want to get to that place. I'm still fairly healthy even for my age, and I'd like to see a whole lot of other people just become healthier and you know have a better aesthetic for themselves. It's nothing wrong with being who you are. I'm not saying everybody need to lose weight and become a size 2, because that's not what the world is. The world is a place of people of all sizes, all colors. Another thing we need to deal with, you know. And I just would like to see, people become healthy. But like I said, as you see, with weight on, you have a whole lot of other problems. People have problems with their knees, with different, diseases connected to weight. Um, I know everything. There are thin people who get those things, but for the most part, those diseases are connected to the weight. People losing limbs, you know, having strokes and things like that. All of that is connected to the weight 99% of the time. And we have to get to a place where we're just trying to be healthier, healthier, healthier. If you go back 20, 25, 30 years, you know, our country wasn't fat like it is now. And it's not just black people, it goes across the races. As I said earlier in an earlier video, the thing that I see most is probably Asian people are the only ones that I really don't see a overall problem with. But as you see, everybody eats American stuff, it might be Chinese food, but it has an American twist on it, which means usually fat and calories and things like that. And we don't want to put people down here. We just want to get people to a place where they listen. And if it's for you, uh, come on down. If it's not for you, but just listen, and we want to be unintimidating when we talk about these things. Not point you out and say you are. No, we're not going to do it that way. Just put the facts out there and hope you find something that makes you want to um, just kind of change some of especially if you're having problems. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have a lot of problems with their legs, with their joints. It's hard for me to get up out of the chair. I'm fine when I'm up. I'm fine when I'm down. But getting up, I know I have to get into like leg presses and stuff. 2 years ago, I was doing leg presses every day and I was as strong as, but I see now that my legs are not as strong and I'm not, oh, no, I just got to give in and get my rocking chair ready. No, I'm ready to do leg presses again. I'm ready to get on a bike and ride that bike, for hours at a time, you know? So, that's going to be a portion of our channel. You have to lose your mind to lose the weight. You have to think totally different to get that weight than you think right now to get that weight off of you. But that was a very interesting story on the basketball player where he just could not give up food, and his whole career was